guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Lisa, Paper Lace and Bling, and this is our page number 1. I don't know if it's going to be the first page of the book or not, but I'm wanting to use one of these two, I'm thinking, to close it. So this is going to be like dab center, I don't know, maybe down, I don't know. But I'm thinking that I'm going to close it all up with one of these. So I'm going to lay those off to the side. Now I normally do not work directly on my page. Usually I make like I'll use a base page, excuse me, and then I'll build off that. But I think on one side, I'm going to build off of my base page. And then on the other side, I'm going to actually take a piece, build it over here, and then glue it on. Because it gets lumpy, you know, and you don't want to be pressing down on your work from below, you know. You don't want to be crushing your gussets and such. So I'm going to go ahead and work on the front, and then the back we'll do it different. Okay, so let's go ahead. Blank page. Blank head, blank page. What do I want to start with? Now, normally, because you think about people looking at photo albums. Okay, normally they're just flipping. So I do like to do a lot of where it's just flipping. Okay. Now with this one though, I'm looking for something to be a little odd about it because it is Alice in Wonderland. I don't want all the pages to be like this perfect space, you know. I want there to be some funny angles. I want to utilize, you know, the stripes and the zigzags and things like that to draw your eyes' attention, you know, kind of give you a little bit of a sensory, you know, perception kind of something or other. So that's, you know, that's the first thing I'm trying to come up with. So I think I'm going to, okay, let's first get our page just slightly smaller. I mean like less than 1/8 of an inch, slightly smaller. And I'm going to go ahead and start out with 2 this size. Take your time, make sure they're lined up so that way you have 2 exact. All right. See, now if I need any structure strips or anything like that, I've cut off 1 inch. Okay, so now I am going to put one of them down. I know this is my small scoreboard, but we'll make it work. So I'm going to do a 1/2 inch. And then I think I'm going to do a 1/4. Okay, and then I'm just going to move this, finish off the score lines. Okay. And then I want to do the same thing on this one. 1/2 inch, and then at 3/4, because I want a 1/4 of an inch. Get this pushed over. There we go. All right. Okay. All right, so that gives me a nice, see that right there, a nice lip. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Okay, so these are going to be the first two. And I'm going to take off a little triangle. Even before we get started here, so I don't forget to do it. See, just a little triangle. I moved my trash can and I looked down. I've got a nice little pile where my trash can was, but I moved it because I thought, oh, it'll be perfect just right over here. No. So I put it back. Okay, so I have my spine over here and I have my tube on this side, and I did close all of them up, so they are all closed up. Excuse me. So I am going to, I did clean this and filled it, so there should be no problems. Woo, look at that. Now you can use your score tape, you can use, you know, whatever you want to get these on. Okay, so here's this one. And I want to miss the score line. So you should be able to see that score line all the way down. And I'm centering my page, kind of. Okay, there's that one. And now I can figure out how long I want it to be. Let me go ahead and get this one on. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one down. So it's a good ½ inch away. Okay. So you kind of build these from the outside in. Now you can build it the other way, but then you're usually piling things on top of things, you know. And this is just going to come right out to the end. And I do want this to be the same. Oops. Didn't get that on the end just right there. Okay. Okay, so you see I've got a nice ½ inch here. And this one, let's see. I'm going to cut it about a ½ inch in as well. So I'm just going to take the whole thing over. All right. more like a quarter, but that's fine. That's good. So we've got that. So now let's open this up. And so far we have great storage space for all those photos that we love to have. All right. Now, what do you see in this space? Now, when you're sitting, that's why I keep telling people, you know, when you're sitting looking at a photo album, you're either on a table, moved up to it, like this, okay? So I'm looking at it straight down. I'm leaning right against the table and looking. Or it's in your lap. Those are really the two main ways that you look at something. Sometimes you're standing up looking at it, but you're still, you know, you're still close to it. So if you have things that come down, well, you're going to have to move the book. I mean, not that it's a huge deal, but you're going to have to move the book, or you're going to have to back up, or you're going to have to hold the book up so that you can see what's down here. I mean, sometimes people have a whole page that'll come down, and that's going to fill a lap. So now you're holding the book and looking at that one page. So I always think of how it's going to be used and design accordingly, okay? So having things come down are okay, but you know, it's probably better to have things go up or have things go open this way. But you can do the down thing. It's not, you know, it's fine. You can do the down thing. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying to keep that in mind. Okay. Now what do I want to do? Let's see. Well, we can use some pockets. So let me, okay, scoreboard, scoreboard, scoreboard. Okay, so I'm going to leave it this way, and I'm going to do a 1/2 inch on this side and a 1/2 inch on the other side. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and fold these. All right. So, well, I don't know why I did both. That would have made it too perfect. Okay, so this actually, so sorry. This actually needs to be away from the score line. So my score mark needs to be a little bit more over. So on the 7/8 line versus the 1/2 inch. There we go. All right, and I'm just going to cut off some of the excess because we don't need all of that. I'm going to actually throw that piece away. Okay, so now, how deep do we want our pocket? How deep do we want our pocket? So I'm thinking that we'll do one at 4. So I'm going to go ahead and cut one for 4 inches. So there's a 4-inch pocket. And then I can cut this in half and have 2 smaller pockets on either side. So let's just open this up and fold it in half. All right, and I'm just going to cut off the edge. So basically, what was that? It's a 3.5 inch pocket. Okay. So these two are even. And so we'll have a pocket here. And these are going to have to be shortened up a little bit. But that's okay. That's okay. As long as they don't have to be made longer. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one almost to the end and figure out where I want to score it. Put this one away from the score line. Figure out the new score mark. And then let's go ahead and get these 2 scored. And we'll have 3 pockets. Bam, bam, bam. Right? Super easy. That end was a little short anyway. So there is that pocket. There's my line. Okay, let's cut off little bits, little triangle off the bottom. Trying to, new year, trying a new policy. Keep things clean and tidy. Clean and tidy. Now, before I put these pockets down, I have found this ribbon in my stash. I've got the Flying V ribbon, but this is from my stash. And I'm thinking that I am going to cover each one of these just like that. I don't know, it just seems like that's what I need to do. My body is telling me do it. Do it. So before I put my pockets down, I think I want to do this. So I'm just going to put myself a... Now you can use double-sided tape if you would prefer. And I'm not going to put this everywhere, but I think it's fun, and I think it definitely lends itself into a wonderful look. For the book. So there's that one. I don't need both of these because I have like 4 yards of it. So I think I will have plenty. Okay. Get that little... There we go. Oh, it's fun already, isn't it? And, of course, if you're looking for this ribbon, it's probably not going to be easy to find, but maybe you already have some of it in your stash. I don't know. I just know I want it straight all the way down. And okay, so there we go. Now, let's cut. Now, the reason you cut the little triangles off on the bottom, you can also do it on the top. It hides the inner workings better. You know, you don't, when you look, I mean, not a lot of people look at how something was put together. We, on the other hand, would. So if somebody, you know, if one of my other mini album makers would come and look, they'd go, oh, you know, not that it's a big deal, but she didn't tie cut off her edges, so you can see that that's a flap and that's a flap and that's a flap, you know. Yeah, there we go. And then I just line it up side to side evenly and then against the bottom. Don't forget to put your pocket, make it a pocket, and seal the bottom. Okay, so that's just fun already. I want this to be very visually, you know how you look at something and you're going, oh, wow, okay. I don't want it to be that way throughout, but I do want to have bits and pieces throughout. I have been waiting to do this. There's another book that I hope to make this year. If there's time with all the things I have planned. And that's a Sherlock Holmes journal. I have been saving Sherlock Holmes stuff and books. I don't know if I want to do a mini album and a journal. I think I would, and have them like a box set. But I'm just so excited to finally say, okay, I think I'm ready. I think I am. Okay, and another thing that I think I want to do, see, what do I have? Photo and angle. Then those are round doodads. And then I've got stub and deco. I can't remember. Let's see. Yeah, that's that one. That's not what I want. That would work. But let me see. I'm trying to remember which one. Okay, that's boring. Or I could do the pointy. Okay, so if you have corner rounders or any kind of decorative, this would be a book that it would be perfect on. So I'm going to use it. Yeah, it's a little more work. And now I can't remember which one I wanted. I can't remember. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. So I'm just going to do the tops of the flaps, the main flaps. It's not necessarily going to be... Can you see that? Just not, it's not much. It's not much, but when you get the paper doing the same thing, it will be very nice. Okay, so then we're going to have our pockets here, and I'm going to go ahead, put you there. I'm going to go ahead and trim top a little bit as well. Okay, we don't need you in my pocket. There we go. So, you know, if you don't have Alice in Wonderland, you can still do this build with whatever paper line you have. And you're not going to have a huge amount of paper. Although I have augmented my paper with other things. So, yeah, you might want to you might want to have a good amount of paper. Okay. And then this one is going all the way over to the edge. There we go. Let's get some burnishing down on this one. I like the different sizes. Again, all about the visual for this one for me. Okay. All right, so far, doesn't really matter which one's on the outside and which one's on the inside at this point. But so far, that's what we have. I think out of this pocket, I want to do some kind of pull-out that would be fun. Oh my goodness, that scared me to death. That was loud. Sold something on Etsy. Isn't that kind of fun? Cha-ching! Too funny. Oh, it's not like I don't hear that all day long, but I just wasn't expecting it. Okay, so we're going to take a couple more sheets of paper. I'm starting out with 80 sheets, by the way. Just so I'm hoping certainly not to use all of those, but that's what I'm starting out with, 80 sheets of these. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is make this where it will fit inside the pocket. And I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 sheets right away with that size. There we go. I'm putting all of my strips right up, you know, where I can get to them. Okay. All right, so let's just make sure. Okay, so that's good. It slides in there very nicely. Now, and then I have this one. Let me think. I can fold this down to attach to this sheet, you know, wherever I want it to. Why do these, yeah, there we go. I was going to say these look like I didn't cut them at the same width, but I did. I really did. But it's still looking like, well, they are exactly the same. I just, visual. Well, that's what I wanted for this album, was visual. Okay, so this will go in, and I think we'll do a score line right about here. And I think I will, let's see. Yeah, let me go ahead and score this. And I think I'm going to give it 1/8 of an inch gusset. So let's do the first one. And then we're just going to push the second one. Just push your paper forward, and it will go right into that score mark. Okay, so there's that. So I have 1/8 of an inch, and I've got a long top to it. Then this can be attached to the long top, and I can do a score mark here where it comes down to the end, fold it back up and have a little pocket. Let me take one of these strips. I think I have 1 inch. That's a little more than 1 inch. And I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch. Okay. So there's that. I'm going to go ahead first and move this out of my way. And I'm going to first attach this. Now, it does not have to go all the way up to the top. But probably better if it did, just for visual sake. Just for visual sake, I think it will work better. So I'm going to go ahead . Wait a minute. Why don't I let's see. I'm thinking that I glue that on top. Why have it just a flat, boring top? Why not, we could die cut something and have it look very nice. Or I could use... Or I could use a punch. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Okay, guys. Give me a sec.